As a massive insurance nerd, there are few things I love more than getting together with other insurance people and talking about insurance. So obviously, I'm a huge fan of insurance conferences. InsurTech Fusion, however, is the first conference I've attended remotely. If you haven't yet attended a live stream conference, this is pretty much what it's like. So nice to meet you. So what did you think about the commercial panel? I know, right? Nick Lamp really clearly knows nothing about insurance. One of the hardest things for this recap, though, is that I actually sat through over 8 hours of sessions instead of jumping in and out for networking meetings. So I sifted through my notes and picked out the top 5 takeaways that jumped out at me. Dan Peach shared his take on success, i.e. how to get it, by being the 3 Fs: fearless, flexible, and fun. And a 4th bonus F for fail, as in failing early, so good ideas don't get in the way of great ideas. I really liked this. Not only is it kind of a catchy mantra, but it's also pretty accurate if you think about which organizations are succeeding right now. I also love philosophies that sound really simple, but are actually excruciatingly complex in reality. Because as David Gritz later alluded to, it's not about doing innovation theater, it's about doing innovation. Are you really fearless, flexible, and fun, or are you just letting your hipster new hires wear jeans because that's the thing to do right now? My favorite topic. Millennials, our plan is working. According to Denise Garth of Majesco, we will overtake Gen X and baby boomers in the next 6 years as the primary buying group. And get ready, because we have completely different expectations. But don't worry too much, because we're also pretty fearless, flexible, and fun. Turns out we'll give you any data you want, from a selfie to DNA, as long as you give us something in return. Cake and Arrow founder Josh Levine did warn, though, that millennials are starting to get digital fatigue, just like the grown-ups. So if you want to connect with us, you're going to have to use a multi-channel approach and show some social values. And maybe sprinkle in some consumer delight. We always love that. Unfortunately, there are still a few people not talking about us. Stephen Jass of LS Hub had the audacity to talk about meeting the changing needs of the senior population. Newsflash, Stephen, no one cares about life insurance. I don't care how those baby boomers fund their retirement, unless they decide to move in with me. Okay, maybe we care a little bit. You didn't think I'd get through a conference recap without mentioning the B word, did you? Robert Barkovich talked about why blockchain is in the trough of disillusionment. A place I am very familiar with, as my videos spend the bulk of their production time there. He talked about how the existing blockchain frameworks were built for specific purposes and how blockchain as a component is still somewhat new. He gave the example of building a house. If you're going to build a house, you need a whole toolkit. You don't just say, all right, I got the best jackhammer on the market, I'm good. Basically, we're looking at it wrong, trying to fit our use cases into the existing frameworks. In order to get out of the trough of disillusionment and leverage blockchain as a tool, we need to start thinking about it as a tool. Speaking of tools, let's talk about data. Simon Schauka came armed with a suitcase full of epic metrics, like how there will be 75 billion connected devices by 2025, and that 90% of the world's data has been produced in the last 2 years. And that only 1% of that data is being used by organizations today. Kevin Carriage stated that the people that are looking at that data in a meaningful way are the people who are thriving today. Netflix was presented as a modern example of this, a data company disguised as a media company. They didn't just spend the first years of their existence mailing DVDs and destroying Blockbuster, they were gathering data. Lots of data. They studied us and learned exactly what we like, and then they made it. And apparently what we like is political dramas and the 80s. But as Merrick Brockman of CSAA reminded us, technology is not a panacea. In order to find out what technology is, I googled technology is and let Google predictive text fill in the rest. And it turns out the technology is both good and killing us. So I guess you could say it's complicated. So there you have it, my top 5 takeaways from InsurTech Fusion 2019. Not gonna lie, I had a little bit of FOMO watching it from a distance, but I'm really glad I was able to attend as I was able, and hopefully I can make it in person next year. If you got a chance to attend, let me know what your top takeaways were, and don't forget to subscribe to the Insurance Nerdery, where it is cool to be a nerd. I'll see you next time. Willette, so nice to meet you. So, hey, we haven't even networked yet, Sammy. So what did you think of the... Now you're just making this awkward.